Ace Hood.
Yeah,
Hi, Archie.
niggas hate with.
Such an honor, Dan Plasma, once again with Chris Cyborg, the greatest female MMA fighter of all time. Unquestionably. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm so glad to be here in Thailand, I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Last time we spoke, it was over at the Strike Force show, and now you're fighting for Invicta and doing really well over there. Why has it been a full year since you fought for them?
Invicta have problems and don't have an event. And then 1 year I'm not fighting MMA, but I keep work. I fight my last fight. I did Muay Thai and with Jurina bars, and I keep training, keep it work. And my next fight December at Invicta.
Nice. How's your career going now? I mean, basically, you've beaten everybody in the world. Your striking is superb, and it looks like you can't be stopped. Is there anybody who you're worried about?
I keep training. I never choose my opponent, and I have to be ready for any girls. And I know I have great girls, and because this I never stop training. I try learning every day, every single day something. I'm in Thailand for working my Muay Thai, for learning more. And end of the year I my first fight, 135, at Invicta, and maybe we'll have good news, after this fight.
Obviously, at some point, you might want to look about joining the UFC or fighting for the UFC. I know that they're very tight in terms of not allowing you to fight jiu-jitsu, not allowing you to fight Muay Thai, not allowing you to do wrestling. And of course, you like to compete in all different fight sports. Would you fight for the UFC if you could only fight MMA?
Yeah, this is make me sad too, because I love compete, and I know it's contract the UFC. It's very strict, and you cannot fight out only MMA. And some point I don't know. I don't know after December what happened, but of course I can fight wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai. I'll be ready for fighting, and because I love, when I don't have MMA fight, I was like I want to keep training, because I think when you compete, you learn something. You learn something, independent you lose or win, but you learn.
Obviously, shoot box, the tradition that you came from, is such an exciting, such a straightforward style. I was talking with Michael Costa, Vanderlei Silva, UFC shoot box coach, and we were talking about it. It's so exciting, the shoot box style. I mean, win or lose, going forward, keeping the pressure. And of course, Muay Thai, it's the exact opposite. It's very defensive. They like to play, they like to be. How is it balancing your style, your aggressive style, what makes you the best female striker in the world? How is it balancing that with the more technical elements of Muay Thai, which is more defensive and patient? Are you able to slow down and change your game a little bit?
I think my game is perfect. I think I won a lot of fights because my style, and I don't want to change my style, but I want to add more things. Learn more Muay Thai things. For sure, of course, for me it's difficult because I'm more explosive athlete, and when I train in Muay Thai, more slow, more different, but I did more things, more fakes, more things. I think it's very important for my game, but I never want to change my style. I want to keep my style, but be sharp my style and more fake games, and it's different, but I think it's good. It's good because always my opponents watch me, and I think you have to train and learn every single day, because you have to be different every fight and learn something new.
So you're adding feints and a few little tricks over here?
What?
You spoke about feints.
Feints?
Yeah, not striking, but pretending to strike, and then moving in.
Yeah, I think it's very important because always people watch you, and study your game, and you have to do new things all the time. You cannot never stop. Like jiu-jitsu, every day have different movement, different. You stop training, you forgot something. You miss something. Good.
In Brazil, you're such a superstar. You're acknowledged everywhere on the street as being the best female fighter of all time, and you're mobbed. Over here, we're out in the jungle. Out in the trees, there's nobody. How does it feel to just be a normal person again and not the superstar you've been for so many years?
Always when I go to relax a little bit, I go to Brazil. Always, last year almost 6 times, and now for sure I put now Thailand, in my book. And always I want to be coming to Thailand. You can train, nobody bothering you, you know, you forgot about everything and you clean your mind, peace, you know, and the people humble, very different, you know. You can see two sides, you know, the world, and I like to be here for sure, and I want to come more times, and I think he relax me, and I train, sleep, and don't think about anything, you know, only train.
All we do is train out here, train and sleep, no distractions.
Yes, it's perfect. You know, no, always, you know, have good discipline. Always, where I live, train, go home, train, go home. But here, you know, you know, you don't care about the internet. You don't care about no people don't ask you stupid question. You know, you don't need to think about other thing. You know, only train, you go home, train, you go home. And I'm excited, good. In Brazil, I relax too, see my family, enjoy my family. I miss a lot of my family. I'm very close to my family, but you can relax there because you have to give up attention for everybody and fans, you know. And I think Thailand now is in my book.
How is it training over here? I see you training with some of the Muay Thai masters, guys who have been fighting since they're 8 years old and have hundreds and hundreds of pro Muay Thai fights. Does it add to your game, their technical expertise and their knowledge?
You know, I have my private class in Thailand, in Muay Thai, and I train with James too. And I train Jiu-Jitsu, you know, good because here you cannot train only wrestling, only Muay Thai, yeah. Have wrestling, have Jiu-Jitsu, have submission, every train, you know, it's good because I don't come only for training Muay Thai, I come for training everything because I will fight in the year and I have to keep training everything. And I think it's great. I think camping in Phuket here in top team is great because you can train everything.
You're such a great striker, but I really want to see you in the cage again with those small gloves, knocking girls out. You know, you've revolutionized the sport of mixed martial arts for women. The same way Martina Navratilova or Ivan Lendl, they changed the game. More athleticism, more technique, more conditioning. You raised the bar. No more can girls just play around. Now it's at the same level of men because of you. So thank you for that. Obrigado.
No, welcome. Appreciate.